Hello again, friends, and welcome back to OG Fantasy Football. I am your host, Brian Dunkleman, along with my co-host, my good friend, John Burrell. Johnny, I don't know what's going on where you are, but over here on the West Coast, the vodka White Claw Surge is flowing like wine because I am a mixed bundle of emotions right now. How are you feeling?
I'm feeling great, and I was about to say about an hour or so ago, just not quite as good as you. But then things happen,
Oh,
and
life's a roller
you know,
coaster, Johnny. Look, we are full disclosure here. We're taping one night earlier. We usually tape Tuesday nights, but I've got look tomorrow night. I'm going to a party at Ron Howard's. It's no big
what
deal.
are you
I
gonna
don't
do?
like the name drop, but when it's Richie Cunningham, you drop that shit.
OB.
Anyway, thanks, John, for accommodating my busy schedule, my hectic
I just
schedule.
I just like to say I'm not prepared for this evening, so we're gonna wing it.
Oh man, I'm not prepared to go to Ron Howard's place either, but I'm going.
I have
Look,
one question:
yeah,
Is Lumpfest asleep or rocking out with the band?
lump, lump.
Lump.
He's in my head. Let's talk about what's going on. We just finished the Monday Night Football game. Okay. I don't even know where to start, John, because the old me would have been throwing stuff right now. But the new me, the new and improved Dunkelman, just burst out laughing. I
Here's to
had
you.
an unbelievable week. When you have 100 points in this league, a 100-point week is amazing. I had 101. Of course, Kenny of the Ass Kickers texts me, "You're well on your way to breaking the record." And then, of course, I didn't have 1 point after that. Thanks, Ken. But I went into the Sunday night game with two players, didn't get anything. Our friend and league mate who has not come to either Bills game for the last 2 years, and you're on the shit list, Lumpy Steve Kears of the Southpaws. He was 40 points behind me, and I had the $50. I was counting that $50, Johnny. And then he had David Carr and what's his name from Green Bay?
Devontae Adams,
Davante
48
Adams.
points tonight.
Unbelievable. And that last touchdown, I was behind time a little bit, and I saw somebody text, and it was Stanley. I'm like, oh man, he's either texting me because that's a text to rub it in. So I didn't check it. But John, it all comes down to this. And this is how beautiful fantasy football is. I have no one to blame but myself because I dropped the Cowboys defense. They haven't scored in 4 weeks, just so I could have some joy on Monday night. And I picked up the Chiefs defense, and that was enough points. I would have won the week by 1. So you do it to yourself, you do. And that's why it really hurts. Congratulations, Lump. I'm not even mad. How can you not be amazed at football? It's just it's an amazing sport, John. I don't even know how to feel. But there's so much to talk about.
Oh, there is. I mean, 200-point weeks tonight. Really fun fantasy week. Of course, we're
Crazy great
talking,
week.
I'm a little, I don't know how to feel about the fact that my second favorite team in the NFL gave up 38 points this week, except to say that it was against my favorite team, the Buffalo Bills. So,
And that is also
ah,
my second favorite team as well. So we share in our conflicted, yet we're going to be all right. Oh, what a game. I didn't wear a Bills hat because I got a new haircut. Think it looks all right. We'll see what happens. We are Bills fans. What an amazing victory and what a horrible start. Stuck at the 2-yard line. And welcome back, Gabe Davis. We missed you, brother. John, did you watch the whole game or not?
I did not. I missed the first play because I was in the hardware
Oh,
store, or not the first play, but the first series.
right.
And I saw a good portion of it. I was listening to the whole thing, the broadcast, but I was rolling around in my front yard with my daughter.
There you go. That's a good place to be. I don't look, Sundays are not custody days. Don't worry about it. It's none of your business. It's working out just fine. That was an amazing game. A great, really, really dominant performance. God, Josh Allen, good Lord. Why he's just a beautiful, beautiful man. 42 points in our league. And that's if you're paying attention, that's about what I've been averaging a week. So look, last week, and I'm going to play a little clip from last week because I talked about my team And if you're not in by now on our scoring system, get in. It's touchdown only. If you score out of position, like not in, running back, running, but catching, whatever, you get it by now. It's double. I talked about Taysom Hill. I'm telling you, this Taysom Hill pick, this clown pick that I have, it could be a league winner. The clown pick, Taysom Hill, and be only out of desperation because Kamara is a bust. John, Kamara had an amazing regular fantasy game this week. Almost 200 yards, a bunch of catches, 0 points. But because I'm trying to hedge my bets, Taysom Hill, John, 66 points. 66 points. I was laughing. I had more fun than anybody on Sunday, and I never put on pants. I didn't go outside the whole day. It was an unbelievable day. He ran 3, threw 1. John, your thoughts on how amazing my Taysom Hill pick is?
I don't know what was that the 4 o'clock game on the East Coast. All I know is
That was an early game.
Okay, so I was like cooking, getting dinner ready, and just checking on my phone the scores, and all of a sudden Brian went from like, I don't know, 20 points to, I'm like, how the hell does he have 101? And I'm like, Taysom Hill, who he just talked about, 66. It's ridiculous. But I understand because last year I had a similar guy on my roster. And
you did. You had Deebo Samuel, who became a running back, and that's just that's why our league is so much better than the way you do it. There's always something weird. You've got to pay attention. The ass kicker is Kenny texted me. He's like, that might be one of the sneakiest pickups in the history of our league. Maybe we'll see what happens. But you know what, Johnny? My first round pick has 0 points. None. If I would have picked who I wanted to, Derrick Henry, I changed my mind the night before. I think has 30-some. He had another good day. He scored 2 touchdowns. Yep. But that led me to picking up Taysom Hill, who I said could be elite. 66 points. I do believe, John, the record for one game in our league scoring system is 90. Can you name that player? It wasn't that long ago.
Oh, that it's not Michael Vick.
To my knowledge, I do believe this is the highest point total, and it was recent, and it was by somebody related to me, not the player, the owner. It was Justin of the throwing bombs and banging moms, and it was Jamal Charles.
Oh, wow.
The Kansas City Chiefs, who had 90 points, John. I do believe he caught 5, maybe 6 touchdowns. 90 points, but 66 for a tight end. Oh, I love it. I'm not kidding.
He's not a tight end.
I got to figure out. I got to change my name, change my team name, something Taysom. I'm going to workshop that. There's so many things to talk about in this episode, John. I didn't know where to start. I'm giddy as a schoolgirl. And even though Steve just broke my heart, $50 isn't going to change my life, John, one way or the other.
Steve broke a lot of hearts.
Oh, Steve Lumpy broke some hearts. We got pictures. Join us on the YouTube channel. We don't know what it is. Figure it out. You have the internet. We're 100 years old. We're over 100 between the two of us. Do we know more than you? No. Figure that shit out. John, what a great week this week. What are they talking about? Lumpy with Derek Carr. Are you shitting me? Derek Carr. Now, he had one of the first picks. He took Eckler. Eckler was terrible the first 3 weeks because in our league, it's just touchdowns or nothing. Another amazing week from Eckler. I'm going to take a little bit of a look. John, do you want to let's get yours out of the way? You didn't have too bad of a week. I'm going to bring up your scores right now.
I had a great week for me.
Yeah, you know,
I did leave 3 points on the bench. I blew up my roster this week. It was chaos. So I had Brian Robinson come off IR after the tragic gunshot wounds, being robbed. So I had to move him off IR into my roster. I didn't want to start him yet, but then I decided I had to pull the plug on Stafford and find a quarterback. So now I get Ryan Tannehill and Stafford.
Right.
Just mediocrity.
But I think you're burying the lead here with the fact that you're rostering 2 kickers right now, John Ainsworth. And that's not, I don't even know you anymore. You're rostering 2 kickers, so explain yourself.
I picked up Butker last week because it looked like he was going to play.
I thought about it.
And then I found out on like Saturday, and I drafted Butker. So I on Saturday, I found out he's not going to start. So I had to pick up the backup. So now I have 2 quarterbacks and 2 kickers and caught like 3 guys that I'd like to hang on to. And in the meantime, James Cook, who I drafted, scored. And by the way, can we
Yeah,
just cut back to the Bills for a minute?
please do.
2022 draft. 2022 draft. Shakir, touchdown. James Cook, touchdown. And Elam, interception.
Yeah, it was
First round pick,
good.
second round pick, fifth round pick.
The future's bright. The future's so bright in Buffalo, you got to wear shades, but you're not for more than a couple weeks because it's just dump snow. But it's beautiful now.
Yeah,
So
my
John, you
week was,
made the move. You know, that's the classic. You got to do something. Stafford's not doing it. Pick up Tannehill. It only costs you 3. That's the way I
I
look
should have
at it.
gotten
It's just a
Wentz.
3-point mistake. You should have gotten
Should have
Wentz.
gotten Wentz.
Look, Fournette, great game. Leonard is picking it up. Tampa Bay looks a little bit better, although they almost lost that game. Derrick Henry, another 2.
He's
I don't
getting
even
in the
feel.
groove.
I don't feel bad about Henry. Look, I'm gonna ride or die with Kamara. That's a very encouraging game for him to have all those touches. Seems like the rib injury is a little bit better. Hey, Jameis, take your time. You like to ride motorcycles, right? Go for a ride. Go for a ride every night. Don't worry about wearing a helmet. We're good with the Red Rifle, Andy Dalton. I like him there. So John and Waddle again, nothing. How great do we love the Jets? Let's go, Jets. It's a whole new Jets.
How about 3-2, 3-2, and 2-3 in the very competitive AFC East right now? Of course, they all have to play the Bills twice, which would be bad news. But
Therein lies the rub. But we like to see we officially needed that to kick Miami out of first. So hope you enjoyed that while it lasted, Dolphins. And you got this Wright kid who made a 59-yarder, John. 1 more yard. You got screwed out of 10 points. That would have been an old school. That would have been a 10-point field goal. But alas, not a bad week. All right. Let's stop screwing around.
Speaking of old school, just want to give a plug for
the book. You got to send
Bible.
me screenshots of that. We got the Bible. What am I going to do? I got to fly to Maine. Either you got to fly here, or we got to meet somewhere because I need to take a look at that book. Before we look, I used to be some people are glass half empty, some are glass half full. I was like, that glass is cracked and it's fucking leaking. And I am not that man anymore because I had just a joyous day Sunday watching football. I got the 3 TVs. You've seen the picture. Let's go down through my team. 101 points. I got to be thrilled with that since my high was 49. Last week, I was begging for a 50 burger. I doubled that. Jalen Hurts. I can only score in the first half. Hurts. It's uncanny, John. I don't think he has a point. I do not think Jalen Hurts has 1 point in the second half of our league. But so far, he is the 3rd highest scorer in our league in overall scoring with 24 points. I'll take it every time. 2 rushing touchdowns. God, I love having a quarterback that runs. It's so fun. So that can go either way, and I know that, and I live with that. I ride or die with an RPO offense that could have very easily been Sanders with 2 touchdowns and Jalen Hurts with nothing. Just kidding, Dobbins. Yeah, you were just kidding last week, thinking that you were going to be a red zone threat.
Something about your team.
Please do. Please lavish me.
You eliminate your clown pick.
Hey, listen. What are you doing? We're not down that far. We're not down that far. Don't go taking a dump in my Cheerios. I waited a long time to taste these.
You did a 35-point week. You only had 3 people score.
So average. It would have been an average week, but I'm savvy like that. Hold on. Mm-hmm. Let's go through the zeros. JK, just kidding. I don't know. You got no running backs. John, do I have any running back? Cordero Patterson, if that is your real name, and he had 3 touchdowns, out for a minimum of 4 weeks. He's grabbing some pine. I picked up his back, alligator, whatever. You're gone. You're not worth anything. And then I picked up Williams, the guy that was on. Oh, it's a mess. I own 3 Saints and 3 Falcons.
Williams is on the IR.
I just realized he's coming off. I picked him up as a little insurance. I don't even know his first name. Damien. Sorry, my apologies to Damien and your parents picked that name. So we got Kamara, still nothing. Look, I know who he is. He could have 50 points, and we're going to play this clip when I say he could have 50 points in a game. Now
You've been
that's out
saying
there,
that
and
for
that's
5
out there in
consecutive
the
weeks.
universe, John. Every possible outcome exists in an alternate reality. I've been telling you this. It's already happened. Time is not linear. Jamar Chase looking like a bust. John, I do believe I was in third place until Steve Kears had his improbable, ridiculous 48 points in Kansas City. Oh, we're going to score any points? You think we're going to score any points against Kansas City?
I think we will.
Yeah, I think we will too. Jamar Chase not looking good. He's got another blank. AJ Brown is about to grab some pine. I told you I was building my team around Taysom Hill. 66. I'm gonna go ahead on a limb and say there's never been a 66 point total in our league in our history. The record was 90. Bill Maher coming through solid with another 11. As I said, and this is why it hurts twice as much, but not quite as much, because our good friend Tommy Lezot always not performing well, but always looking like he's performing well. I dropped Dallas because you know what? Fuck you. 4 weeks, score, get off the pot. I drop him. He picks him up. They have a 9-pointer. He gets 9. He's so far behind me, it doesn't matter. But that cost me the $50. If I lose this league by 9 points or less, it's because of a stupid fucking defensive call. How about them boys? And then, John, to kick in, the salt in the wound, Mark Ingram gets 2 points on a 2-point conversion on my team. Kamara, you're just paying it's a little karmic. You're paying a little bit of karmic freight right now because you shouldn't have beat the shit out of that guy. But we don't know what happened before that. I'm with you. I was famous for a summer. I get it. Now let's take a look at the Southpaws. I do believe this is your introduction on the YouTube channel. This is our friend Steve Kears. We love him to death. He disappears for decades at a time, and then we see him, and it's like no time left at all. As we said, Monday night, kicked it over for him. That's a nice stack. It's fun to stack. That's what I have dreams. Oh, I have dreams of Jalen Hurts throwing A.J. Brown a couple of touchdowns, but it's not happening. That's 48 points. That's pretty much more than I've had in a single week. And that was in the Monday night game to snag that $50 right out from under my nose. Austin Eckler, God, he's a stud. One of my favorite, Danny Woodhead, might have been one of my favorite fantasy players of all time. Austin Eckler is right there with him. Love me some Austin Eckler. A wonderful 27 points, man. That's what do you have last week? We talked about this, 30-some. Mm-hmm. Hall is the rookie in New York. We love the Jets until we play them, and then we'll see. 6 points. Not bad. Jefferson with a deuce. Andrews scoring. Again, John, I listen to a lot of Sirius radio. I listen to a lot of other podcasts. Everybody bitches about the tight end position. Stop bitching about it. Get rid of it. It's stupid. It's never changed. There's 2 or 3 or 1 every year. This year, there's 2. Get rid of it. They're all receivers in our league. And man, Kelsey, what a night. 4 touchdowns. Justin Tucker, 16 points. The greatest kicker in the history of the NFL. And then to boot, John, he leaves 33 on the bench with Geno Smith, who I was picking up for my bye week since I was too messed up by the end of our draft to realize I had drafted 2 quarterbacks with the same bye. So congratulations, Southpaws, you fucking prick.
So Steve,
buy yourself something pretty.
One of the things I always look for, which is hard to find, is every one of his players scored, except for the defense, which is always a crapshoot whether your defense scores or not. But he got production from everybody he started.
And how many on mine?
Fresh.
No one's ever accused me of being consistent, John Burrell. I'm a streak shooter. I'm a streak shooter. I was the 6th man my junior year in high school basketball. Guess what happened? If I made my first shot, I stayed in. If I missed, back on the bench. Who has the first 3-pointer in the history of ECS? Ellicottville Central High School.
Brian Dunkleman.
It's right here. That's a record that will never be broken. I don't think there's any documentation of it, but let's work on that. Maybe a plaque at the school, I'm thinking. Yeah, look, I'm a stick and move kind of guy, John. I come in spurts. Kenneth Walker, by the way, had a 12-pointer. We have buried the lead. There have been so many lead changes in the story of our week, John. We have not even gotten to possibly the worst trade in the history of fantasy football. Would you like to discuss this? I have it memorized. We can pull it up. My brother is still in first place. We're going to put the results up. We can't actually speak very, very accurately about it because it hasn't updated yet. I catapulted from 7th to 3rd. Lump overtook me. Now I'm in 4th. I do believe it's very, very close, but my brother is still edging him out for first place. John, I think there's been a little movement with you. You're still at the back of the pack.
I believe I moved up to 10th.
All right. And we're going to do that. We're going to do that Patreon. We're going to put everybody's lineups and the results every week as soon as I get around to it. Look, I'm going around hours. I got shit going on. This isn't the only thing I do. Yeah, let's take a look at this trade. Now, as we know, my brother is the Omaha Steaks in first place, pretty comfortably ahead. So when you have somebody that far ahead, what you want to do as a member of this league, let's offer him my 1st and 2nd round pick. Hey, did I mention that the 1st round pick was the number 1 overall pick in the draft? Stanley Ullman of the Deadheads sent my brother. We talked about this. We both got you got a trade offer from him. I almost made one to him. Stanley Ullman sent his 1st pick of the draft, Jonathan Taylor, and Stephon Diggs, and Pittman. Granted, we know Indy doesn't look good. Do some research and look how good Taylor's year started last year. Just take a look. Do your own research. He sent those 3 players to my brother for, let's see, Clyde Edwards-Helaire. Look, John, if he's the next Brian Westbrook, maybe he is. He got caught at the 1-foot line tonight twice. Stanley was pulling the last 2 hairs out of his head. God bless you and your beautiful head, Deadheads. But that was brutal. Who knows? But and then he also, Rashad Penny, how'd that work out so far? That's called karma, Stanley. It's called karma for making a shitty trade to the guy that's way in first, who happens to be my sibling. I got sibling rivalry on top of it, and then who do you, Bateman? Who knows? Look, maybe I got a text. Okay, John, I got a text from Tom Lezot of the Tom Lezots, because that's the team name. Someone he went with, he's never changed it, and you got to admire that commitment. I just dropped my son off at school. I get a text. All of Stanley's trades should be monitored and voted on. Now, this is from the guy who we made the trade deadline about, because at the end of the season, it was like, hey, look, Warren Moon might help you win. Throw me $50. Look, Tommy, the chickens come home to roost. That's what I'm saying. Is that a saying? It's applicable? Maybe. So he sends me.
Wait,
I got hold on. No, I got to tell you that, because the text was, and then he followed it up with, I want to give you 2 inferior players for your 2 first-round picks. I'll give you Debo and Barkley for J.K. Dobbins and DeAndre Hopkins. John, I pulled over. I was about to go out on the freeway. I pulled over. I almost caused an accident. I said, totally sending you an offer. And I sent that shit immediately. And before I got home, he texted back, well, I didn't really want to do that. Look, I wasn't taking any chances because I was going to jump on that. He's in last place. What are your thoughts on that trade?
Well, he's not in last place. The Meltdowns are in last place. He's down.
All
there.
due respect to the Meltdowns, who truly are melting down, and we're a little happy. That's because Tom. And I mean, sure, you're a little bit happy, Jeff. It's because Tom Brady's not doing great, and we want him to go away. This is the year. Does he have AIDS? I think that's the story. Tom Brady has AIDS. We'll edit that out. We're gonna get canceled.
So first comment, the chickens come home to roost. Do they come home to Hencoop Hollow Road?
Local humor.
Secondly, I just don't understand the trade. I don't understand any of Stanley's trade offers, and
I don't understand how Diggs is involved. Why do you give up Diggs? He was the number 1 wide receiver in our league up until that point. He scored again.
He didn't give me that bait in the trade offer he offered me. Just Pittman.
Look,
just Pittman. No, thank you.
We're going to keep track of this one. We will keep track of the total points right now. I do believe that my brother is 9 points on the positive side of this, because my brother has Diggs and Gabe Davis. So I texted him and I said, probably the only thing that's more joyful than watching the number 1 and number 2 wide receivers for the Buffalo Bills today is starting Taysom Hill as your tight end. So, and by the
We
way,
don't
he
have
said he
tight
was,
ends. We don't start tight ends.
we don't start tight ends. He's a tight end. It doesn't matter. One of my buddy there that knows the Miller Lite scoring system. Oh, they may change the determination. I'm like, we don't bow to fucking CBS Sports Line is like, you're a servant. You just run our league. We make the rules. Okay. Years ago, we had like, hey, how do I fix this scoring system? There was a 4th down play and it was a fake field goal. It's like, well, that technically is a 4. I don't, Junior. You've been doing this 6 years. I don't give a flying fuck what you think. I know what we're doing. How do I change that shit? Well, it's not a third. Shut up. Shut up. I got chunks of guys like you in my stool. John, let's take a look at, I just want to quickly see how far Taysom Hill skyrocketed to the top of the scoring. As I said, our scoring is different than yours, but I'm going to throw up the scores. My goodness. We still have Lamar Jackson, who thank God is coming down to earth a little bit. What are the last 2 weeks? I'm pulling it up right now, Johnny. Oh my God, did our beloved Josh Allen has passed him now for first place?
Yes.
Josh Allen has the most points in our league, and he should have been the first round pick, the first pick of the draft. And of course, Stanley said, no, I'm the only person in your league who's not a Bills fan. We don't know what Lizot is. He was a Dolphins fan, but I think he's come around. I'm going to take Jonathan Taylor, and then I'm going to promptly trade him for Rashad Penny. Josh Allen with 153. Lamar Jackson still solid at 135. Jalen Hurts.
You've got 3rd and 4th, but you're somehow still not winning.
I'm getting to it, John. John, I start slowly. John, I play fantasy football much in the same way that I make love to a beautiful woman. I like to start out nice and slow and then just go completely limp and start crying. Jalen Hurts with 111 points. That's the number of the angels. It's everywhere I look. 111, 11, 11. That's another podcast. I might start it. Geno Smith, just like everybody said, who's going to be in the top 5. Well, I'm going to take Geno Smith and Carson Wentz. No fucking doubt. Joe Burrow at 88. Look, like there's a big difference. My God, John. Josh Allen has double the 9th, has almost double Patrick Mahomes. Although that doesn't take into account what he had tonight. Never mind. He has double Kyler Murray, okay? He has double Kyler Murray.
Yes, he does.
That's crazy. And if we look at this. Taysom Hill has 96 points. John, you draft a first-round pick trying to get 96 points. I did not have him week 1. He had an 18-pointer, but I got all of them. So 96 minus 18. I dropped out of school for a reason. I'm not counting.
Eckler's having a great season so far.
Eckler's having a really good season.
And he's only at 63 compared to...
Doesn't seem fair.
How do you say it again?
Taysom. Nick Chubb, you're dead to me. Keep scoring, Nick Chubb. I'll still keep telling you you suck. Oh, Dalton Hilliard with an 18-pointer. John, let's go. The salt. Rubbing the salt in. Your running back that you deservedly picked in the first round because I graciously took Kamara over him, and you start him and he has 2 touchdowns and you're happy, and then his goddamn backup scores an 18-pointer. It's got to be. It's got to put a bee in your bonnet.
Who I cut because of all the chaos going on my roster with my 2 kickers and my 2 quarterbacks.
You did cut. And then, of course, we got Clydesdale Edwards, Hilaire, 48. Should have had 24 tonight. Didn't happen. Robinson's cooling off. Look at you, John. Derrick Henry, 33 points. Congratulations. McCaffrey's right up there. But it's really, really all everybody is just second fiddle to Taysom Hill. Everybody's talking about Taysom Hill right now, and they should be. I don't even care what happens with Kamara. One of these days, John, Kamara is going to find the end zone, and there's going to be look. It's all good. This is a wonderful example this week of how fun our fantasy league. And look, am I bitter and angry that Steve took that $50? Right? No, I'm not, because it was
Yes, you
amazing.
are.
It was amazing to have the chance to score a defensive touchdown to take it back from him. And that joy that I got in that last 4 minutes was worth it. Defensive touchdowns, you can't predict. Nobody gives a shit. We're heading into John, is it week 6? My God.
It is already week 6.
Where does the time go? One more week till I get DeAndre Hopkins. What are your thoughts and feelings as we wrap up this podcast about week 6?
I haven't had a chance to look. The only thing I know about week 6 is 4:25 Sunday afternoon Eastern time. The Buffalo Bills at Arrowhead Stadium.
It's an
against the Patrick Mahomes.
It's an emotional situation when you go back to where your heart got stomped into a billion pieces, but we will go there as many times as we need to until I get to hoist that trophy, because I'm pretty sure I'm going to get my hands on it.
How come the
things
Chiefs
are
never
popping.
play? Why don't the Chiefs ever play in Orchard Park?
Because it's bullshit. And there's something's happening at CERN. They're going to do another, and the new timeline's opening, and they're going to play at our place for the next 5 years, and we're going to be hoisting the trophy. I'm excited to see where this Taysom Hill train runs. John, I don't give a shit. Put an asterisk next to my victory. I don't care. I'll be like Adam Scott, who won a major with the long putter, and now they're outlaw. I don't care. Give me a victory. Give me the trophy. Have very little. I'm looking forward to another amazing week. Again, check out our Patreon. We'll figure it out. Go to the YouTube channel. Tell your family and friends. John, you want to wrap this up? Why don't you take it home?
Sure. So, again, we did it early tonight. We weren't super prepared for this coming week, but we will make up for that in our preparation over the next couple of days, make some trades, make some moves. I'm going to move steadily up the ranks, as I always do. I'm shooting for 9th or 8th place coming into next week. And I think one thing we didn't talk about at all tonight that needs to be brought up is that only 3 years into the league, I think that the prodigal son comes home is teaching some old dogs some lessons in terms of roster management with what he's got going on. Coleman Roach is
doing a great job.
Solidly in 2nd place right now.
And withstanding injuries, his number 1 running back gone for the year, and he had injuries last year. Welcome back. We're happy you are back. Lumpy, you feed your kids with that $50, you prick. And we hope to see you at the next Bills away game. For John Burrell, I'm Brian Dunkleman saying thank you so much again for tuning in to OG Fantasy Football. Go Bills.
Go Bills.
Shump, shabba, dump, dabba, 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 dabba.